All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to say all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah, Hadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, brothers teaching in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right, it's Taza Yav coming back once again from the Boston area. UTC 144 K Camp, which stands for Into the Chariots. All right, and you're probably gonna see this video on taking the Kingdom 144. All right, and I want to get into the Bretton Woods agreement. All right, if I'm saying it right, I'll read it. What the agreement is that I'm talking about, and what we're seeing over in the Luvaunt region, and where we're embarking upon, right? So you know that the operation over there, which is World War III, all right, no place calls it World War III in the midst of it, but we know it as that because of the scriptures, the third war coming quickly and all that there. When you read the scriptures thoroughly through, you'll see that this is where we're at, right? And we have to run this congruent with what the World Economic Forum came up with, right? Because they're killing more than one bird. They're killing dozens of birds with one stone. All right, when you take a hold of the Levant region over there, things are going to change. Okay, right now they're putting something called E15. I think that's what the name of it. I could be wrong. Into cars now, right? And we know the statement that came with the Biden administration that all these fuel cars were going to be obsolete by 2030. All right, or 2035, one of those. I can't remember off the top of my head, but these are moves that's being made that's going to get us close to that ending point. Now, the Bretton Woods thing, we're watching that happen, and we're seeing the collapse of that during this operation that they're having over there in the Strait of Hormuz with Iran. Okay, America is losing its hegemony over the dollar, the currency of the earth. Okay, and what they're doing is trying to grab that region that is known for 20% of energy exports. Okay, we're talking about fuel, all right, on some type of level, whether it's oil or natural gases, so on and so forth. The businesses over there is doing that, selling energy. Okay, so let me read this real quick in the Bretton Woods. Slocky. Let me see. Give me a second. All right, so I pulled up the Bretton Woods agreement. All right, it says the agreement you're thinking of is the Bretton Woods Agreement. In brief, it was signed in 1944 near the end of World War II. All right, representatives from 44 countries met in Bretton Woods, USA. They agreed to create a new global financial system, right? This is the financial system that America is losing hold of, right? The American dollar is done because it accrued so much debt, okay? And the debt ceiling is still climbing, and we done broke through the last debt ceiling that we had. So this is unstoppable, and it goes right back into Bible prophecies when it says it in Habakkuk. Okay, so this man is the man of the scriptures. All right, and we're watching it play out. All right, so this is why that system is in jeopardy. All right. It says made the U.S. dollar the central currency of the world. And this is the problem that these proud as politicians here in America can't get over. All right. And the America, in the end, they won't be able to get over. Other countries pegged their currency to the dollar. The dollar itself was backed by gold, which it's not anymore. Okay. It says international monetary funds to stabilize currencies. World Bank to fund rebuilding and development. All right. And that's what the system is, the world banking system. Okay. It says why the dollar became dominant. The U.S. had the largest gold reserve after World War II. Its economy was the strongest at the time, so the world trusted the dollar as the main reserve currency. The system ended in 1971 when Richard Nixon stopped the dollar's direct link to gold, called the Nixon shock. But even after that, the dollar remained the main global currency due to trust, trade, and U.S. economic power. Okay. So all that being said, they have lost hold of all that. Okay. It's no more trust for the American government. And we can see that being played out. All right. By the moves that they're making. All right. The moves that they're making is going to rob them of trust. And nobody's going to ever trust the American Satan again. Okay. The great Satan, as the Iranians call him. So we're seeing all this change now. I got a video to play, and then I'm going to bring out some scriptures afterwards. But hey, this is it, man. It's culminating into the Third World War, that operation, and it's also going to be the final resting place for all troops. Okay, the Valley of Decision. Okay, so let me play this, and then I'll get some scripts, and then that'll be it, man. Here we go.
Has been American economic hegemony's foundation since 1973. Countries need dollars to buy oil. To get dollars, they sell to the U.S. or hold treasury bonds. This creates permanent dollar demand, allowing massive U.S. trade deficits and lower borrowing rates. The system depends on oil transactions in dollars. Iran's toll does not use dollars. It uses crypto. And while $1 per barrel seems small, the precedent is catastrophic. If Iran forces the world's largest oil consumers, China, India, Japan, South Korea, to pay transit fees in crypto, those countries will ask why not buy the oil itself in crypto, or yuan, or rupees. Once that barrier breaks, once major economies demonstrate energy transactions outside dollars, petrodollar architecture collapses. The countries most affected, paying most because they import most through Hormuz, have been quietly working to reduce dollar dependence for years. China pushing yuan oil contracts, India exploring rupee mechanisms with Russia, Saudi discussing accepting yuan, Iran just demonstrated how non-dollar energy payment works in practice. And it works. Ships pay. Crypto transactions go through. The U.S. cannot stop it. By April's end, if operational, over $500 million will sit in Iranian crypto wallets. Money that cannot be seized, frozen, or tracked with the precision of traditional flows. Iran is building a sovereign wealth fund in Bitcoin and Ethereum using tolls from world oil supply. Unprecedented. Happening now. Global shipping is caught in the middle. Lloyd's of London issued guidance yesterday. Vessels transiting without paying may face coverage exclusions for detention losses. Translation: if impounded for non-payment, insurance will not cover losses. Shipping companies have financial incentive to pay and pass costs to consumers. Exactly what Iran wants. Normalize payment. Make it routine. Make it cost of business. Once normalized, it becomes permanent. Major importers are calculating. China imported 3.8 million barrels daily through Hormuz last year. At $1 per barrel, that's 3.8 million daily, 1.4 billion yearly. For China, a rounding error. Paying is cheaper than rerouting around Africa or building pipelines. So China pays, India pays, Japan pays, South Korea pays, everyone pays. Because the alternative is chaos. That's how Iran wins without fighting. No ships sunk, no missiles fired. Just make paying economically rational. Once that happens, toll becomes permanent. 7 billion yearly, every year, until someone stops them militarily, which nobody will. Trump's dilemma: every response plays into Iran's hands. Striking validates Iran's aggressor argument and solidifies domestic support. Organizing naval coalitions requires convincing China and India to join. They have no incentive. From their view, $1 per barrel is manageable. Full war is catastrophic. They choose the toll. Threatening sanctions on countries paying means sanctioning China, India, Japan, Korea simultaneously. That collapses global trade, triggering recession, making 2008 look mild. He will not do that. So Iran collects. Crypto flows continue. Petrodollar erodes one transaction at a time. What happens next should terrify you. If Iran's system stays operational through April, other countries will copy it. Egypt imposing crypto tolls on Suez, Turkey on Bosphorus, Panama on the Canal. Every strategic choke point becomes a revenue asset for controlling countries. Because payments are crypto, no international institution can intervene. The global commons, shared waterways belonging to everyone under international law, gets privatized and monetized by whoever has military power to enforce collection. That world started in Hormuz on April 10th, 2026. Share this now. Iran imposed $20 million daily crypto toll on the world's most critical oil choke point. Trump threatened strikes, but ordered none, because military options worsen everything. $7 billion yearly flowing into Iranian crypto wallets the U.S. cannot freeze. Petrodollar breaking down as major economies pay for energy outside dollar framework. Insurance companies incentivizing shipping to pay and move on. 47 vessels paid $94 million in the first 24 hours, and that number is climbing every hour. This is not temporary crisis. This is permanent restructuring of global energy markets. It happened in 24 hours. The question is not whether this collapses. It's how many countries copy it before the U.S. figures response without starting World War III. The petrodollar system.
So that's the tell of the tape right there. All right. So what they want to do is they want to get that $7 billion annually out of the hands of Iran. Okay. Nah. They're never going to do it, man. And the world currency, the petrodollar, is at its end. Okay. So that's why we got the situation brewing over there. All right. And it's a flip. It's a flip to cryptocurrency. And we seen the mayor down there in let's get her face up here. Shine Bomb. What's her name? Yep, Mexico is undergoing a massive digital transformation, aiming to modernize its economy through a mandatory biometric ID system. All right, CURP, the Love MX digital authentication system, and a proposal digital peso. All right, so this is the door to the new world order, where paper money is no more needed, and that's why that whole thing is happening over there in the Straits of Hormuz. All right, all the world leaders are on one accord, man. They all want to have the new world order ramped up, ready to go. They just don't want America to be in charge of it anymore. Okay, as you can see in that video itself that I played. All right, these people been dreaming about getting away from the American dollar for 40 some years. Okay, as I believe it said in the video. Okay, so we're here. All right, what we're watching over there in that area. Okay, in that area in the streets of Hormuz. Okay, we're watching the battle for world domination via finance, or control finance through control. Okay, or control people through finance. And this is what we're getting ready to go into, man. This is the new digital prison system. Okay, it's going to be equipped with oh man. All right, remember, China was the motto. This is what Klaus Schwab said. All right, so we're here, man. Let me get some scriptures and that'll be it. Let me do it like this. Hold on. All right, this is Isaiah 29:15. It says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us?" All right. So Edom, you've been figured out by the men of the Lord, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and what words were left behind by Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay, he is not for your turn, man. Okay, and yet and still you guys put scriptures in your mouth that's not feasible for what's going on with you. Okay, a lot of confusion, a lot of mayhem. That's what's going on. Okay. Let me go here. Give me a second. So they're in hot water, all right, because they're losing their agreement now. Hold to that agreement. Let me go down here. I'm gonna read verse 4. It says, "Though thou excellent exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thyself thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord." And that's what he's doing. Okay. Verse 7, jump down to 7. It says, "All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in him." Okay. It says, "Shall I not in that day, say the Lord, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau?" So they're in a pickle right now. All right. They're not going to be able to get out of it. They're not going to be able to fight against it. And what you're seeing is the end of that Bretton Woods agreement. Okay. And essentially, it's the beginning of the Great Reset. All right. Through this scrimmage. Okay. And the flipping of the currency for oil. All right. So as we watch this crypto system come online, I showed you the Mexicans, they online, and we know half of Europe's already there, and we know that these three countries are not a part of the world banking system. Okay, Syria, Iran, and the other one was what was that? With Russia. All right, man, it's fascinating to see, but we're here, man. We at the end of days. Okay. So that's what you're seeing playing out with that, man. You know, they're not going to be in hegemony over the world currency any longer. All right. So I just wanted to put out that quick information that I just seen on TikTok, man. Breaking it all down, man. This agreement is going south. All right. It's going down. The Bretton Woods agreement is no longer efficient or appeasing to the nations. All right. So they breaking fast away. What we had the BRICS that got them out of that Swift banking network. Okay, and now you got the, let's see if I can find that article, but I think they were saying that Swift was ready to go into crypto. It says Swift is not being directly replaced by a single cryptocurrency, but rather is undergoing a massive strategic transformation to incorporate blockchain technology and digital assets, effectively bridging traditional finance with decentralized finance, DeFi. Okay, so you got TradeFi and then you got DeFi. All right, based on announcements in late 2025 and early 26, Swift is building its own blockchain-based shared ledger to allow banks to settle transactions instant, instantly, aiming to compete with faster crypto alternatives like stablecoins. All right, and so this is going to be the battle going forward. All right, all these stable coins around, which is nothing but programmable currency, man. All right, but sanctions on digital currency won't be placed on the hold. It could be placed on one individual only. So this is where total control is going to start happening, man. And this is what they're doing. Okay. When it comes to that cryptocurrency, they will rule over your life. Okay. Because it goes right back to Revelations, the 13th chapter. Okay. 13 and 16. It goes right back there, man. All right. But they're doing it on a bigger scale over there in the Levant region when they're talking about handing out energies to people. Okay. So they want that to be paid for digitally too. Okay, so we're here. We're at the beginning of the beast system, which is the mark, the MOTB. All right, and then you seen Donald Trump, what he wrote into legislation. People would have to get those brain chips, man. Okay, so we're here, man. We right at the point in time where Yahushua said, "Get ready." Okay, because he's near. So with that, I want to say all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, brothers, teaching the truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Shalom.